you need to focus on what you can bring, right? And it's very much, I don't know if you noticed, but like when you look into LinkedIn jobs, you see a lot of at the end of the job description of the vacancy, people say, even if you don't tick all the boxes, please apply. So I think this is a very much of a maybe like a feminine thing to do, but it's true that we tend to say, oh no, but I don't tick that box, I don't tick that box, and this is really what about, but what can you bring to that role, right? And apply anyway. So I think this is something that is really important to just like focus on what you can bring and then go for it. And then you may not get the job, but that's okay. At least you won't have any regrets of not trying. So I think it's always about trying, looking at the possibilities. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. You can try again. So my name is Marthe Reinette, and I'm working as a HR business partner at Morningstar. Morningstar is a financial services company that is headquartered in Chicago, but we have offices in about 29 cities. And as a business partner, I'm responsible for basically the people agenda for our business groups, right? So we look into talent management a little bit in terms of career progression for some of the people. We look, of course, into coaching leaders on some of the challenges they may have, with their staff. We look into really working with the business group on how to work with their people, to grow their people, and to make sure that the performance stays at the highest level. So the main location is Chicago. We are a company of about 12,000 people globally. We have a big hub in India as well. I am responsible for EMEA. And I'm responsible for one specific business group, which is focused on sustainable finance, right? So basically looking at the sustainability performance of companies and, helping investors make informed decisions around which companies, they should keep in their portfolio or not. This is, quite a global company. In EMEA, for my business group, we're about in total 2,000 people. So for EMEA, I look after around 800 people. And I am based in Amsterdam, actually, in the Netherlands. Yeah, so I was born in Paris, not in Paris, the city, but a bit close by. I come from a family where my parents are from the Caribbean, the French Caribbean. And then I studied international business and languages for about 4 years. And then I moved on to do a master's degree in actually at Sussex University in Brighton, in the UK. I did a master's in sustainability, actually. And then I worked for a couple of years at the United Nations in Geneva. And after that, so many things. I worked in different types of companies. So I worked for NGOs. I worked in the private sector. I worked in the advertising agencies. I worked in impact consulting. I worked in different types of let's say, industries to really broaden my horizon a little bit. My background is in marketing. So actually, I studied international business and then went into marketing. And then very recently, so I went into marketing and then I went into sales because until recently I was working for Think, which is a creative leadership school based in Amsterdam. And I was basically selling programs for leaders there. And then I transitioned to HR last year in February. So it is a completely new field to me. I always knew that I wanted to be in HR. I always liked people. I always liked working with people and finding solutions to the challenges. But then I was not quite sure how to get there without having the credentials, for an HR role, right? As the international business, it has nothing to do really with the HR. Yeah, so the HR field. And then I had a coach about 2 years ago. We did some sessions and we're talking about my career, where I would go next. And she told me that she thought I would be a great fit for a business partner role. And I told her that I don't think it was completely accurate because I don't have the credentials. And she told me, yes, but Martha, but you have the business experience. So maybe that you could bring that to the role. And then you can always kind of learn on the job, right? Around the HR field specifically, right? Labor law, things like that. So she kind of like inspired me to look into this field. And then I spoke to a friend of mine. She's my colleague, but we've known each other for a long time. And she's the head of HR for EMEA here. And she told me about a position within Morningstar that could be of interest to me. And she's like, just have a look. It's a business partner role. Look into it. See if you would be interested. And I looked, of course, into the job. And I was very interested, but I was very wary of the fact that I didn't have the HR background. And I was a bit scared of not being able to do the job, really. And then she gave me one piece of advice that I think is obviously fantastic. She told me, Martha, just think about what you can bring and not think about what you cannot bring, right? So just think about all the things that you can bring to the job, all the knowledge that you have, all the business experience that you have. And then the rest you will learn again on the job. And then we have a center of excellence with HR operations people that can really help you, right? In terms of let's say the content and the operational side of things.
Yeah.
And you can bring your strategic mindset to the role. So I applied for the role. I had quite a few interviews, but then I got the role, and I'm so happy. I have no regrets. I feel that I am in the right place now. So it took me a while to get there, I have to say, but at the same time, I really see that all my experiences so far led me to the place I am today. If that makes sense. All the jobs that I had in my life all came through network. All of them. So of course I applied for other jobs, right? But I think the if you have somebody inside that knows you and that can recommend you inside, I think this is the best CV almost you can have, right? So you almost don't have to. Of course, you have to do the work and you have to convince people that you're the right person, but it helps. It's 50% of the job is that somebody can say, okay, I know Martha, and I can tell you that she would be a great fit for that particular role. And for those that don't have it at work, I remember when I was a bit hesitant about, I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I was looking for a job at the time, and I was advised to go on LinkedIn and look into the companies that I would love to work for, right? And really, once you do that, once you have a bit of an idea of what companies would be a right fit, what will make you happy because of their purpose, I don't know, because of the industry, or because the things that they do that you think are right. And then I would just look into potentially the people that I knew that maybe knew somebody in that company, and just randomly send a quick message on LinkedIn, say, hey, this is my name, and I see that you're working for this company, you've been there for I don't know how long, blah blah blah, and I would love to know a bit more about the company. Could we have like a quick 10 to 15-minute coffee, or like a quick Zoom call, whatever, to really connect on the company and for me to get to know a bit more about it, right? So I think it's really important to kind of like dare to do things, because people are not going to come to you, right? And I think especially for people that come from underrepresented, groups, I think we have to go for it. And I remember my father always told me that, unfortunately for us, we have to work harder than others to show our worth, unfortunately. So I think there's a bit of that too, right? So it's really going for it and grab your chance, frankly. So that's definitely what I would say. And in terms of advice, again, so I think you need to focus on what you can bring, right? And it's very much, I don't know if you noticed, but like when you look into LinkedIn jobs, you see a lot of, at the end of the job description of the vacancy, people say, even if you don't tick all the boxes, please apply. So I think this is a very much of maybe like a feminine thing to do, but it's true that we tend to say, oh no, but I don't tick that box, and this is really but what can you bring to that role, right? And apply anyway. So I think this is something that is really important, to just like focus on what you can bring and then go for it. And then you may not get the job, but that's okay. At least you won't have any regrets of not trying. So I think it's always about trying, looking at the possibilities. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. You can try again. I think it's really important to be inquisitive and curious, a bit like I said, right? Looking at opportunities, looking at the companies that you would love to work for, trying to see who knows who, so that you can get to that 6-degree thing, because there's always somebody in your network potentially that will know somebody that you would like to talk to. I think if people have worked before, I think it's really good, really important to keep a good relationship with your employers, because you just never know what the future brings. And sometimes somebody from that company will go to another company or build up their own company. They may think of you for a specific role.
Yeah.
So I think it's super important. And something that I do, and most of my friends tell me that I'm pretty good at it, is to nurture the network, nurture the relationships as well, right? Yeah. So I think it's quite important to make sure that you keep, in touch, you have coffees, you know what's going on in people's professional life, and keep on top of things and looking at what the network is doing and what the market is doing.